Wrestling Q&A. My name is Jason Apple. This is the two-time MCW Tag Team Champions Fed Up. How long have you guys been a tag team?
Almost 4 years now.
How did the Fed Up concept come about?
Actually, well, we used to wrestle in MEWF like almost 10 years ago, and there was two guys who did a gimmick called the American Idols, which a couple of years later we kind of stole for a show because they didn't want to do it, and then that kind of spawned into, with the American Idols, we did a gimmick where we were obsessed with Kelly Clarkson. Yeah, that's what we did, and that kind of spawned into, let's do a gimmick where we're obsessed with Britney Spears, which spawned into a gimmick where we'd be obsessed with Kevin Federline, which we never actually did the whole we're actually obsessed with Kevin Federline thing, but that's where the whole C-Fed, G-Fed, Fed Up, K-Fed, that's where that came from.
So what's more annoying than a white boy trying to be black?
Yeah.
Who were you guys trained by?
Derek Gatton, Short Shot. He wrestled under Short Shot Derek Wayne, and then we also spent some time Bone Breakers back in the day, a little bit, and then of course, you know, Gilbert's. We've worked with guys like Earl and Rich, the Holy Rollers, over the past couple of years. But our main trainer when we first got into business, Derek Gatton, who wrestled under Short Shot Derek Wayne.
So individually, have you guys worked wrestling for 3 years, or was that tag team?
Well, we initially started doing singles when we first broke into the business about 10 years ago, and then for people that are around the business will kind of understand that there's no politics worse than wrestling politics, and it takes the fun right out of what you're doing. So nobody's getting rich or wrestling independence. You know what I mean? So you have to love what you do. And me and C-Fed are here, lifelong friends, best friend my whole life. We started to get the itch a little bit and found a little wiggle room to get back in, and it's just blowing up way more than whatever we ever even thought. This past week.
So who were your influences growing up?
Mine's easy. Ric Flair, baby. Ric Flair. Absolutely.
Mine varies as far as influences go. When I was a kid, I was a huge, he probably wasn't an influence, but I was a huge Ultimate Warrior fan as a kid. But I honestly believe that type of showmanship, Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, like I like the showmanship. I like the charisma about those guys. And then later on, I love guys like The Rock is probably my all-time favorite influence. Kurt Angle. Tag team-wise,
It's got to be Midnight Express.
Well, yeah, but I think that we've talked about like the one tag team that we might have kind of modeled ourselves after, sometimes on purpose and sometimes not even realizing it, was the New Age Outlaws. They just. I think there's a lot of similarities there between us.
So have you guys ever won any other titles, or is this just the only federation?
No. Well, we held titles. We held the AWA tag titles. And as a tag team, it was just EWA, and now the second time MCW titles.
Have you guys ever won singles?
I haven't. No.
So what are the pros and cons of being a tag team or being a wrestler in general?
Well, the pros are kind of simple. Even The Rock will tell you this. People say, why does The Rock keep coming back? Why does he keep coming back? Because there's nothing like getting in front of that crowd. And that crowd is just giving you love and you're giving it back. There's nothing on this earth that can replace that. Not a drug, not anything. It's truly undescribable. Especially when they're giving you the love like the MCW fans do.
I mean, with me and George, I think that just being real, like we've been, it's not a gimmick. Like we've been best friends since we were little kids. So for us being a tag team together, that's what's fun about it. And really, to be best friends, growing up together and tagging together and doing this here, like, there really isn't any cons about us tagging together. You know, I don't think so. Like, we do this because it's fun. You know, this is just a blast. You know, it's you know, there's no other way to say it. It's fun. You know?
So where do you guys see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I mean, honestly, like, wrestling-wise, like, I see myself here at MCW. You know, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, you know, the dream or whatever, like, it's great. Like, would I love to have a contract with the WWE? Absolutely. But we grew up in Maryland. We grew up coming to MCW shows. I mean, we do a little bit of traveling now. We do shows in PA. We do shows in Virginia, but MCW is our home. That's where our heart is. And to be able to be here, to be able to be main players in MCW, you know, holding the championships, working with guys like the Holy Rollers and, you know, Black Wall Street, Ronnie Zuko and Cole Calloway, like, that's, you know, it literally is like a dream come true for us. So in 5 years, I still plan on being here wrestling in MCW.
What tag team would be the Fed Up's dream opponent?
Well, I mean, I think there's two. Like I said, with us, like, we kind of modeled ourselves New Age Outlaws, so that would definitely be a dream match for us. Our MCW dream match, I mean, we got to work with the Holy Rollers. We really want to work with the Ghetto Mafia, but I think the one team that we would really love to go up against would be Christian York and Joey Matthews. That would be, I think, in front of an MCW crowd, Fed Up, and those two guys, you know, York and Matthews, that you know, I think that would be phenomenal. I think we'd tear the house down.
So what's Fed Up's hobbies outside of wrestling?
Man, just working to take care of my daughter, man. That's really what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of stuff. Working out is definitely a hobby, something I'm passionate about. I do love to. I actually sing and play guitar, which, you know, it's a lot of fun. Anything where I get to entertain people is just. I love entertaining people.
Does your characters relate to you outside of
Him more than me.
Me more than him, definitely, because I'm an old hip hop head. I listen to rap music to this day. I listen to it all, you know what I mean? Hip hop is a major influence in my life, and to be hood, not very hard for me. It comes natural because I am hood, you know what I mean? I grew up right around the corner from 2 or 3 ghettos in Baltimore, you know what I mean? So I got touched by it all, you know what I mean?
Me personally, grew up in the same neighborhood. But anyway,
Westford.
Me personally, what I like about doing Fed Up and C-Fed, I get to play a character, and that's what I like about it. You know what I mean? We grew up and listening to hip hop and rap and all that stuff, but, like, you know, when you see me, like right now, you see me out on the street, I'm not jumping around and saying, "Yay, son." I love doing that. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot of fun, but I kind of get off on, I like being able to play this character, you know? So, C-Fed is a lot more entertaining than Chris Swan, especially when the shows are PG.
I like C-Fed more than Chris Swan, though.
Yeah, you know, me too.
We got more in common.
So in your opinion, who's the better federation, WWE or TNA or Ring of Honor? Tag team?
WWE. Well, I mean, tag team as a whole, honestly like isn't what it used to be back in the day. Like I
Close,
know
really.
that the tag teams aren't pushed the way they used to be. There's not